Hi. Oh. Key. Boop boop. Great, it works. Okay, so I'm going to do this again and try not to kill everybody.
May you be snatched away from this place. You shall no more dare to deceive, persecute, and torment. As smoke is driven away, as wax melts before the fire, so shall you be driven away, unclean spirit.
What did I choose last time? Where am I? What's going on? Help! What's going on?
Silence! Now answer true. Are you demon, man, or woman?
Ooh, I'm a demon.
No, you are not.
Ouch.
Answer me true. Are you a man, woman, or demon?
What the hell are you talking
Damn
about?
it! No, just answer.
Do as he says, unless you want a broken wrist.
Oh. Wait, I was a man last time, so I might as well be a woman this time.
Demon, your power over her mind is waning. Release her now! Release her before I am forced to destroy you! Remember, you are human. Remember! Tell us, before the demon regains control, your name. Tell us your name.
Oh, my name's... Oh, yeah. My name's, Babette. Perfect
You hear
name.
that, evil spirit? She knows herself. She is yours no longer. Now, your past. Tell me something about your past.
Yes, I was
Your
actor.
profession. Quick.
Actor last time. We're telling you.
No!
Ouch.
Answer his question. We do not want to destroy you along with the demon, but we will if we have to.
Yeah, I'm a police officer. Let me go before I arrest you both. I'm a bartender, and let's all sit down and talk about this. Could be the one. Ooh. Is that it? Be the police officer?
Yes! She's beginning to remember. Sworn to protect the innocent from those who would do them harm. Inside you is a spirit who will destroy many, unless you stop it. Do your duty, one last time. Fight it! Remember who you are!
Cool. Ouch.
Remember!
Sailing Club, Island Club, it knocked 1 year ago.
Alright, this is the place. Just one thing before we get going. I want you to take point. You think you're ready?
Hey, Vicky. Me, I'm flattered. It's about damn time you sure about this? Hey, me, I'm
Cut it
flattered.
out, will you? I'm not joking. I know this looks routine, just a bunch of goth kids getting high and causing trouble, but something doesn't smell right. And by that, I mean the uniform who called it in. According to dispatch, it was Franco Marino.
So would bartender get me Logan? Marino? Really? It's something I should know. Who's Franco Marino? I'm not
Not
sure.
surprised you haven't heard of him. He hasn't exactly made waves. Just do your job. Get statements, talk to Marino about what happened. After that, we'll see if there's anything worth talking about.
Cool.
Well, after you, partner.
A dark alley leads behind the club. Your partner and mentor, Vicky Santana. She seems on edge tonight.
After you, partner. Let's see if you learned anything.
Cool cargo. Is it about walks consider a god? These days you don't even know anymore. Eternals. Door. The club Eternals. You're not much of a clubber, but you hear it's popular. The bouncer holds the tide of gods kids at bay. She's at the front of the line for all the good it does her. A line of fishnets, long coats and white makeup extend around the block. Okay. We could speak to these people. Hello, friends.
Sorry, club's closed for now. You want in, you'll have to wait.
I'm Babette. This is Vicky. Every time my video head, there's some sort of problem.
Yeah, something like that. You with the cops? I need to see some proof of something before I can let you in.
It's your show, partner. Do what you gotta do.
Wait. I'm gonna have to say the other thing. I thought I actually want to speak to this before. Do any of that?
This new Epifish track is tight.
Very
Come
cool.
on, let us in. You got it. I got it. I got it.
You're the badge or
Not for
some shit.
nothing, but this really sucks. Ugh, stupid battery. If you die, I'm out of here. Ugh, stupid.
Okay.
Been standing here for an hour. You gonna fix this or what?
What?
Should I get my sis to come scoop me up or what? I don't know anything. Just fix this. I don't know any.
Cool, okay.
Sorry, club's...
I'm Babette this week.
Yeah? You got any proof of something? Gonna need that before I let you in.
It's your...
Okay, why did I go touch this?
Where are you going? In case you forgot, you've got a badge. You don't need to sneak around.
Your new detective's badge, the shiny seal hasn't worn off. There you go. Here's my nice badge.
Looks legit. About time you guys showed up. The natives here are getting a bit restless. You want to talk to Mrs. Loris? She's inside.
Could you tell me what went down here? I'd like to ask you some questions first. Thanks, I'll just go inside. Could you tell me what went down
I
here?
didn't see much. I was out here checking for fake IDs when that cop ran inside and saved the day. By the time I knew what was happening, it was over.
Cop? What do you mean save the day? Okay, I'm going in. Cop?
Yeah, guy was like, I don't know, Bruce Lee or something. Don't know what he did, but he did it fast.
Huh.
Anyway, you can go in.
Bruce Lee, huh?
Whatever. Just do what you gotta do so we can reopen. And give that cop in there a raise, will you? He was a damn hero.
Madam needs this place where Wiki gets shot.
Hey, I'd love to talk, but this crowd is gonna riot soon. Hey, I'd love...
Okay, cool. The door to Club Ethernox. You're not much of a clubber, but oh yeah.
Are you ladies with the police?
That's us.
Good. I'm Alana Loris. I own this place. Officer Marino's in the back room, along with the 3 idiots who started this mess.
Cool. What idiots are you talking about, Brian? Can you tell me what you saw? He's in there by himself.
Sure, I can tell you. It was something else. Anyway, here's what happened. These 3 kids pulled out knives. These long silver switchblade things. I swear to God, I thought it was gonna be a bloodbath. But then that Officer Marino stormed in. I swear, it was like something out of a Bruce Lee movie.
Bruce Lee, huh? The guy outside said the same thing.
Well, it's true. He fought them all 3 of them, disarmed them and put them all in cuffs. Then he dragged them all to the back room.
Cool. How did those knives get past bound? How did those knives get past the bouncer?
We don't frisk here, detective. Nothing like this has ever happened before. Those kids, they're regulars here. They come here and get wild, but they're good kids.
They always are.
I can't imagine why they'd do something like this. Anyway, they're in the VIP room back there. I guess you need a statement from all of them. I'll be here if you need me.
Yeah.
I didn't think the city made cops like that anymore. Outside of TV, anyway. Will this take long? This is killing my business. Do you need directions? The VIP room is right over there. Do you need direct?
Okay, cool. This angel keeps watch over the dance floor. Rows of top shelf liquor that you could never afford on a cop's salary. Can? Her black lace got off is quite flattering. You wonder where she bought it. Cool. Oh, I guess inside. I'm again. Hee hee.
Yeah. Nice badge.
Thank you.
Hey, you good to fly solo? I want to talk to the owner for a bit longer.
What I stay and you go up, no problem, I'm on it. Rather go in together. Nah, I can do it.
When this is done, first round's on me. Look, I know I'm being a bit unorthodox, but trust me, okay? You're doing great.
Ma'am?
Officer Marino, are you alright? So, can you tell me what happened? Say, officer, please report. So, can you tell me? Are you... alright?
I'm fine, detective. Never better. I guess you want to know what happened? I
Yes.
was doing my rounds. I was just passing by, and I heard screams from inside. I ran in, I found these three armed with knives and prepared to attack innocent civilians. So I disarmed them and cuffed them.
Cool, I'm not sure I believe you. You got in before anyone's hurt? You did all that all by yourself. You got in before anyone was hurt.
Yeah, I got in just in the nick of time. Ask around, get everyone's statements. They'll back me up.
Franco Moreno is the fattest cop in the 120th precinct. He looks pale, his eyes keep twitching.
The suspects are ready for their statements, ma'am.
Interesting. This window overlooks the dance floor. You can see Vicky and the owner conversing below. These kids sit uncomfortably with their hands cuffed behind them. They look confused and dazed.
I don't know
Interesting.
what came over me. I don't do stuff like this. But that cop stopped us. It was like a Bruce Lee movie.
It feels like demon powers.
I just want to go home. Can I go home now? I just want to go.
You better speak
It
to
was
me.
like something out of a Bruce Lee movie. Wait, who's Bruce Lee?
Suspicious.
Who is...
We couldn't fight him. He was like Bruce Lee or something.
Hey, was I interrupting anything?
It's like the Moreno, you're still getting to the suspects.
Yeah, suspects. So, Marino, you got a pretty good caller here. 3 of them, in fact.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm just curious about one thing. These 3 are all restrained. Police issue cuffs, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny thing. The standard officer's kit only has 2 pairs of handcuffs. So, I just gotta know, where'd the 3rd pair come from?
I'd like to know that too. What are you saying, V? He brought an extra? All the cops do that? Yeah, this is Brian, right?
Is that what happened, Franco? You just brought an extra.
Yeah, I took an extra.
That was lucky. You didn't need 3 cuffs when you took down that mugger yesterday, just the 1. Or what about those 2 deli robbers the day before that? You only needed 2 cuffs then. But today, you take down 3 bad guys, and you just happen to have 3 pairs of cuffs.
Whoa, you're a regular super cop, Moreno. What's going on, Moreno? Vicky, where are you going with this? I think I can already tell. Oh, you're a super cop.
I'm just doing my job.
Your job? Right. All the suspects in all those crimes, they all had perfect records before you arrested them. And speaking of records, what about yours? You've had an unremarkable career up until this week. Care to explain this sudden shift in direction?
I've been reading.
Reading? What, like self-help or something?
Or something. I did a great job here, Detective Santina. It was like something out of a Bruce Lee movie. You should recommend me for a promotion.
Yeah, good job, Marino. Never knew you were such a badass.
Oh.
I'll just go call this in.
Ah, I see. What the hell? What did you just do? Put that book down right now. What did you just do?
What does it look like? For 10 years I've been the bottom of the totem pole, the butt of everyone's jokes. I tried to get ahead, really, I tried. But nobody ever gave me a damn chance.
Alright. Maybe you forget the Kojima sense. Ah, that's beautiful. And what's with the Jedi mind tricks? What did you do to Biki-san? Maybe if you gave the Jima sense.
Shut the hell up. You think this is a joke? Let's see how much you laugh when I'm done with you.
Drop the book now, open your mouth and a bullet goes through it. Try it, just try it. Open your book, mouth and your bullet goes through it.
Fuck. Okay. Look, I'll kick it over to you. Just put the gun down. Take it. Just take it. I don't even know what I'm doing with that thing. Look, I had no choice, you understand? I've been stuck in this uniform for 10 years. 10 years! I can't take it anymore! Then I found that book. What do you do? Fuck! What the hell?
Hey, I wonder what those here is.
Damn it, do something! She's totally dazed. She's not saying a word. What the hell is going on? What about the kids? Are the kids okay?
Damn. Hey, Vicky. So I was the one who shot Vicky? Cool.
Your chosen vessel remembers. You are no longer welcome, wicked spirit. The hands you control will no longer do your bidding. In the name of myself, my witness, and the soul whom you hold captive, I cast you out!
Whoa!
Gotcha!
Eli!
Oh. You got fucked. Well.
Stand back!
Calm down.
Mandy, put that sword away. The spirit is gone. That lady's harmless.
That's me to the harmless now. Who are you people? Could you put that sword down? Harmless, I'll show you harmless. Tell me what's going on. Could you put this sword down?
See? She doesn't even remember how she got here. Looks like her memory got scrambled during the exorcism.
Scrambled.
What? It happens.
I apologize for the threat.
It
It has been a long night.
Speed to remove this.
Come with
How about you tell me right here? You should rather me with a sword. How about you tell wait. You should rent me with a sword.
That is correct. It is also correct that we just saved your soul. Do as you like.
Look, she's... we just...
Okay.
Come on down. We're the good guys. Honest.
Ooh, startup shift. Wow.
Do take your time.
So it all in.
So, do you remember?
No, I don't remember. Did you do this? What the hell happened here? I don't remember what I chose last time. I think I chose this, so I'm gonna go with this. What the hell happened
Your
here?
answer is within your question. Hell indeed happened here. These
Cool.
innocents. Innocents of the city who I have sworn to protect by your hand.
By me? That's impossible. I couldn't do this. That's all.
You will find that I always tell the truth. Famous for it, actually.
You were
shit.
possessed by some kind of...
You do not remember? You slaughtered those police officers. And those teenagers.
Hey. Wait, Vicky, Franco, those kids? I killed them all? I thought it was just a dream, say nothing. Wait, Vicky.
Your body did, if that's what you mean. That club's been a condemned site ever since. The story was top news for weeks. Every district in the city was searching for you.
As were we. And it is these people on the floor. The rain washed away most of the blood.
Yeah. Ooh. This horrible, thank you for saving me. I should turn myself in.
No, you can't do that.
He is correct. Punishing yourself is not the answer, and would expose us. If you want to see justice done, help make it right.
Listen to me. These feelings you've got right now, hold on to that.
Speaking of...
Yeah, we need to scoot.
I did. And it will confuse the police long enough for us to get away, but...
Yeah.
I'd love to chat and get to...
Quickly.
It's much quicker.
And safer.
Oh yeah. Goodbye, little buddies.
Fresh air at last.
A padlock. Of course. Can you pry it off?
I am tired, Perhaps she... Could you...
Yeah.
I need to get trash can. Gotta remember everything. Ah, a rag. Ooh, spool. Glug that up. It'll eventually work out nicely. Set it up a day. No, it doesn't affect me. Good shoes, I guess. I need something to pry it off with. I have pipe. Pipe. Should work.
You've got...
Hey, demon. No. Oh.
That showed tremendous foresight.
Whoa.
Almost suspiciously so.
Hey. Foresight. Someone had to do something. You guys obviously weren't. What the hell is this thing? I couldn't. Did it just kill you? Wait, did you? I showed only. Oh, I couldn't just let it kill you.
That is very altruistic of you.
Don't sound so shocked.
I am not shocked. Merely pleased.
Hey. Wakey.
Such agony. What manner of pain is this?
About 10,000 volts. Ah. Should I just go for the kill everything or say not kill everything? I killed it. I didn't kill it last time, but I could kill it again. I could kill it this time. I could just save also. I don't want to start killing. Since I'm going for the not killing, I'm gonna kill it once.
We have it at our mercy. Tell us, creature, why do you deserve to live?
That stench. It can't be. You.
Yeah, talking to me, well this, you killed this thing already?
You are no different from the rest of your kind.
Thank you.
No time for parley, direct to the slaughter. Why do you come here to torment me?
There is no demon.
You are a fool. The corruption...
Creature, you are at our mercy. Return home through the...
I must feed.
What about the day? But this thing is people.
Only I do...
Wait, what? I can't kill it yet.
No! We stand against chaos. We do not inflict it.
What?
Does the demon spawn speak true?
Yes. Yes, there is.
So,
It would draw...
Not to me.
Would you...
It's...
Wait,
Yes.
I'm not the one that has to cut that thing's throat. I can't...
Let's kill him.
She's right. End it.
Of course. Die, creature. You shall claim no flesh this night. Ectoplasmic frame. Like all void creatures, it will dissolve away in the gutter. I suppose it is for the best.
It was the right thing to do.
I know. We did good work tonight.
We all did.
Agreed. You showed immense fortitude, especially for one in your situation.
Oh, can I go home now?
Yeah. About that.
Let me. 1 year has passed since you were wanted by...
Yeah, I'm
So
sorry,
much for many
but
months.
your days as a cop are over.
Indeed. Although you can serve in another one. The demon that infested you, that creature we just...
And they just keep coming. Look, you...
Just as it... But we can help.
Normally there's a vetting...
So, what...
Oh, we need to think
At
about
least
it.
sleep on it. We have suitable arrangements at our headquarters.
Sleeping sounds great. By the way, my name's Eli. This is Mandana.
Welcome to the Unavowed, my friend. Trust me, your life will never be the same.
Fuck, I should have saved before. I didn't have the foresight to understand that I would kill it, immediately kill it. Crap. Yeah. Okay, I might as well see the what they say this time. Just get out of a bottle. After my dreams.
Yes, that is quite normal from what I am told. Introduction to the supernatural world can often have unpredictable effects on the mundane mind. It may take some time for you to process it all.
That's me, Miss Unpredictable. You give me the ball and the freaking up impression. That's me, Miss. What are you calling mundane? You gave me the ball, but
I believe you might be right. Especially if I think you are going. And this is good, because my father Kalash is waiting to. In the meantime, relax. Yeah.
What
Last night, yes. We know nothing about the demon that... It would, but we got it in the end. We can all take... Thank you.
I don't think I'm gonna really talk about last night.
Hey! Don't surprise us. Anyway.
Pretty good. This is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I get world, but seriously, it took me a while to get used to this, but you'll get there. Anyway, I'm sure you want to walk around. I don't...
Ooh, what?
You had time to process it? To be honest, I'm just glad the exorcism worked. I just wish... I know we couldn't... You had time to be... we couldn't... Right.
Yeah, crap. I'm gonna... Wait. What happens if I do this? Ah, I see. I could just exit to the other place. Also, I forgot, there's the director's commentary that exists. Technically have it on as well.
Thank you for activating the in-game commentary track for Unavowed.
Hello,
Yeah.
and welcome to the Unavowed Art Commentary. I'm Ben Chandler, and I was in charge of most of the art.
Actually, this. Nobody ain't coming back.
I'm actually really proud of this title screen, and not just because of all the particle effects and flying skulls and things. You'll notice if you're playing this game for the first time, you'll see Eli and Mandana on the lower left. And as you play through the game, various characters get added to the roster. You see Kalash, you see Logan, you see Vicky, and you see the player character, obviously. And they subtract as well, depending on who leaves and things like that. So it was an article by John Walker on Rock, Paper, Shotgun where he talked about title screens and how he wished they would reflect that the player had played the game, that when he logs into the game and he sees something change, it makes him feel happy. So this is for you, John Walker.
Cool.
May you be you as
Yeah. Okay, shoot, where am I? Or help? B-A-B-B-B-B. That is. I have no idea what it is. Where am I?
Silence! Now, answer true. Are you
When I first started working on this game, I dreamed it was kind of a pie-in-the-sky idea to enable the player to choose between male or female at the beginning of the game. I knew it would double our work, but Ben is kind of a machine and he was up for it. So we went for it, and I'm especially proud of how you make that choice here in this introduction as part of the gameplay, as part of a dialogue. I'm actually really, really happy how this turned out.
Cool, I might have to raise the volume. But first I gotta test.
No.
Many of the testers requested rightly that the player character scream when hit by lightning. This makes sense. They would obviously scream. I tried, both me and Shelly tried recording various screams. None of them sounded right. I tried downloading a bunch of screams from royalty-free websites. None of them worked either. It just always sounded ridiculous. So in the end, I just decided to keep the player character stoic and silent.
Answer me true. Are you a man, woman, or demon? Damn it!
Do as he's...
When again?
Demon, your power over her mind is waning. Release her now! Release her before I am forced to destroy you!
Years upon years upon years ago, in the dark ages of around 2011, I had just finished Blackwell Deception, and I was thinking of making another game that was not Blackwell, to kind of cleanse my palate between releases, that kind of thing. And I had this idea of an urban fantasy, and I knew nothing about it except that it would start with an exorcism. I originally envisioned the player character like tied down to a bed or a table or something, and some priest thumping a Bible, just pulling the evil out of you. And then from there, you have to go on the rest of the game. I had no idea what that was going to be. But then we worked on other projects. We worked on the New Guys. We worked on Resonance. We worked on Primordia. And I just didn't really have the time to design anything brand new. And by the time all those were over, I figured I needed to get back to Blackwell. So I did Blackwell Epiphany instead. So it wasn't until years and years after that that I finally decided to tackle that great urban fantasy story that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And now you're finally playing it.
Remember, you are human. Remember.
Ouch.
Tell us.
Okay, back to Bobette.
Did you hear that? She knows her. Now you're
I guess I'm going with... Technically I could go for the bartender, but I think the police officer might... You know, it's throughout the game gonna have the different options.
Yes! She's beginning to remember. Sworn to do your...
The introduction to any game or any story or any work of creative anything is always a challenge. You have to introduce the world, the characters, the concept, etc., etc. So naturally, I made that task about 3 times harder for myself by enabling you to play through these origin stories. So yeah, no one ever said I was smart. I was really inspired by Dragon Age Origins, which kind of does the same thing. You can choose an origin and you play through that origin, and there's several of them. You play through that origin before the events of the game kick off, and kind of your life from that origin gets peppered throughout the rest of the game. And I always found that was very satisfying. Like, it really made me feel like that choice had meaning. And I always dreamed of doing something similar. And with Unavowed, we did it. It wasn't easy. It was quite a lot of work. Probably added about 5 or 6 months to the project because we had to write and implement and test all those 3 extra scenes. But it was worth it. I really think it's something that made the game unique and interesting and fascinating. And during the testing period, it was really interesting to see how people reacted when they tried different paths. And that's also my hope, that people will go back and try different paths. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the Origins as well.
Fight it!
Cool.
Remember who you are! Remember!
Okay, now look at the. What are those flying things?
All right, this is. I want.
We have
Put
that
it out.
yes.
I know this looks rude, but something according to the.
Those
Not so just after that. Well,
I think you had. I guess I'll talk to
This new
everyone.
not for nothing, but this really sucks. Ugh, stupid.
Come on, let us in. You got a badge, right? Get him to let us in. I got him.
You do.
I don't.
Hello, friend.
Sorry.
But this is bigger than my baby.
Got any gun?
it's your.
Here we go.
It looks legit. But the native you want?
Could you tell me what went down here?
Evidence by the time.
What do you mean? Did I just copper? Let me see.
Yeah. As in, he saved lives and stopped the bad guys. It was like Bruce Lee or something.
Yeah, I think I saw the copper.
Anyway, you can go
well.
in.
Bruce Lee, huh?
Whatever. And give that cop in there a raid.
Okay.
Are you ladies with the police?
That's us.
Good. I'm Alana. Officer.
What are you talking about before again? Can you tell me what you
Sure, I can tell you. It was something else. Anyway, here's what happened. These 3 kids pulled out knives. These long silver switchblade things. I swear to God, I thought it was going to be a bloodbath. But then that Officer Marino stormed in. I swear. Bruce, well, he fought, then he dragged. We know those. They always. I can't. Anyway, I'll be here.
Good choose technically different choices. I think I'm gonna say that. I guess I want to be the shot. Yeah, one I suppose.
I didn't think.
Hey,
How about I say and you go?
you're taking point, remember? So you got first dibs on Marino. Congratulations. Look, I know I'm being a bit unorthodox, but trust me, okay? You're doing great.
Okay, it doesn't
Ma'am?
change.
Well, sure thing, detective. I was doing my round.
Okay, you're getting here before the most hard, I believe you did it all by yourself.
Yeah, all by myself. Ask around. Get every.
Okay, just keep consistency. I'm gonna choose the same options I chose before.
Hey,
How about it?
look, I know you're doing.
Ma'am,
Are you
I
alright?
guess I was doing.
Yep. I believe you getting
Yeah,
different.
ask.
I don't know what, but that. I just want.
Um,
We couldn't fight him. He was Like Bruce Lee or something.
Hey, was I interrupting anything?
I do. It's a good story
Yeah.
suspects.
So, Marino. 3 of...
Thank you.
I'm just... These...
Yeah.
Yeah, this... So...
Road
is
direction.
that was lucky. Or... But...
The reversible.
All this... You've had...
I've awesome.
Yeah. I'll...
Hello, hello. What does this do?
What is it? But
Shut
you, let's see how.
Okay, more that bullet goes through.
Take it. Look, I'm Fuck! What the hell?
Nobody heard that?
Damn it, do something. What the heck? What about the...
I didn't kill Vicky for some reason. Bad shot? Oh,
Your
something
chosen
else.
vessel remembers. You are no longer welcome, wicked spirit. The hands you control will no longer do your bidding. In the name of myself, my witness, and the soul whom you...
Bye.
Gotcha.
Eli!
Whips. Or not whips. Did it? You know, I remember. Guess this. Wait, what? Frank doesn't remember. Red skies.
One of the most noticeable things about Unavowed's art is probably the use of red, particularly in the skies. Some time ago, I did a sample scene for a Hellblazer game for Dave. I was familiar with Sandman and Lucifer on the Vertigo imprint, but when I looked up the Hellblazer art, I was struck by how often red and pink skies were used. So when starting this project, after that didn't work out, that idea really carried over, seeing as we were doing urban fantasy and that same sort of vibe. As a kid and teenager, I used to really love cartoon shows like Samurai Jack, Invader Zim, Batman, both the animated series and Batman Beyond, and they really used red in their skies a lot to very dramatic effect, and I always loved that sense of drama and how the black silhouettes of buildings would stand out. So I really wanted to try and capture something like that. I also try to keep a fairly consistent color scheme per project. I feel that gives each game a specific recognizable look from a glance. Epiphany uses a lot of green, Techno Babylon used a lot of blue, Shardlight used a lot of yellow, so it felt natural here to carry over to a red scheme. Although I will say by the end of Shardlight I feel that the color scheme got a bit samey, so this time I tried to go for a bit more diversity. I was probably less fascinated with color theory this time. So you'll see some shades of pink and some shades of orange and purple for skies at certain points, but mostly red.
Ooh, isn't all of those? But wait, does that mean this was?
I'll tell you this origin, this
good
little
this.
cop origin that you have a 1 in 3 shot of seeing probably set this game back by several weeks. This stupid thing took me forever to design, and it was because my original idea was just not very good. It was just going to be some dude's apartment where you and Vicky were investigating loud noises, and you go in and there's this guy like chanting in the middle of this magic circle and causing all these things to happen, and it was not very interesting and not very good. And I was trying so hard to make that work. You know, the apartment, the dude in the circle, I was trying to make that work, that it finally hit me that none of it worked and I just needed to start over. And the first thing I decided was, let's think of a more interesting location. So I'm like, okay, goth club, let's go with that. And I designed the whole thing in an hour. So I don't know what lesson there is there, but yeah.
The
Where are you
lesson
going?
is
In case you forgot.
the lesson is do fast iterations of designs.
I got.
I don't know.
Hey, buddy. Brr.
Oh, you go.
It's you.
You. I didn't. Yeah, guy was like, don't. Any
Bruce.
what? Give.
Get in the beginning.
Are you ladies with that good? Office.
What's
Sure, I
up?
can tell. Anyway, I swear. Then Bruce. Well, then he. We don't. Those they all. I can't. Anyway, I'll be.
Hey,
Hey, bro.
look,
You understand?
Ma'am? So. Yeah.
I don't know, but I just.
It was what?
We couldn't.
Hey, was I inter? Yeah.
Hmm.
So 3 of.
Thank you.
I'm just these.
Yeah.
He had this. So. Is that?
Yeah.
That was luck. Or but
There you go. You're sure.
you're all this. You've had.
I've. Awesome. You.
Yeah. I'll.
What? I tried. Shut you. Let's see. Fuck. Look. Look, I'm gonna stop that.
Yeah, cool. Oh, fuck it.
Fuck.
Damn it, dude. She. What the? What about?
Hey.
You're in. Gotcha.
Eli!
Bye. Is it this one?
One of the most noticeable.
Watch that. This rank doesn't remember.
She doesn't even remember us.
Hey, great. I knew you'd go there.
Do your duty one last time. Duty.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew you'd go there.
You got all this on recorded too. So.
Great.
Ah, the bloopers.
You're no longer welcome, evil spirit. I could say the line correctly, maybe. Remember!
Nice.
Bastion! Right.
Oh my god, Moonchild!
Very good fun. Attack!
Gee. The spirit is gone. That lady's harmless.
Harmless also was from. I did something I'll change.
False bravado. I believe you are correct.
God damn it.
She doesn't even know what's going on. Looks like. What?
That's the one I chose before.
Thank you. This.
Oh wait, now I realize. Remember those?
Look, just. Where the.
Ah, I showed you those. Crap.
I'll tell you, this origin, this...
No.
Where you go? In case.
Okay, just one last time. Just to make sure I get everything.
Oh yeah.
Okay, maybe?
Where you?
I don't know actually. I'm gonna do a bit more frequent saving.
I didn't stop. Yeah. Anyway,
Bruce.
what?
Are you ladies that good?
Okay, great. There's a building. We can even another
Sure.
song.
Well, then he. We don't do. I can't. I'll be.
Hey. Thanks. But
Ma'am?
Look in the head. I run.
So? Yeah.
Okay, now I'm just gonna save. Pas nu mix is doing with the SSS.
But I just want.
was I in?
Is that okay?
So I'm just these.
Yeah.
He had this. So
What are you saying, we?
is that?
Yeah, brought an extra.
You're all the and speak. You've had.
I've. Oh, so, you.
Did you do?
I but. Shut you. Look up. Take. Look, I'm gonna stop that. Fuck.
Yee. Great.
Damn it, dude. She's total. What about?
Hey.
Your chosen vessel remembers. You are no longer welcome, wicked spirit. The hands you control in the name of...
Ah, I now remember. The mule is the only one that actor sees.
Eli!
Right.
See?
Boom, boom. Save again. There's engaged.
Gee. The spear.
Okay, but
See,
you're
looks
good.
like... What?
It's the remedy. Sword.
That is. Do it.
Look, just... Where the...
Actually, I'm kind of curious about. Will they tell me everything here in the water?
The spear. See, looks what?
Because I am cold, soaking wet, and I have been outdoors all night. However, if you want to stay up here, you are welcome to.
Thank you.
Look, she's just... Where the...
Okay, great, but I'm still gonna keep the original choices.
The spear. See, looks what? Look, she's we've had a rough night. Go easy on us, okay? Just come on downstairs. When you're ready, we'll explain everything. We're the good guys. Honest.
Right, now I can follow them.
Do take your
Okay, come there.
There's always a disconnect between how well you think something works visually when drawing or animating it, and how well it actually works when you see it in the game. In the case of this restaurant, which from Dave's writing told me I needed to make it shocking and confronting, my first take on it left me very underwhelmed the first time I actually played the game up until this point, especially when you've got characters in the scene. They sort of take the attention away to anything that might be around them, as opposed to when you're actually putting the scene together. As a result, I went back and made the restaurant a whole lot bloodier and more violent. It's not always feasible to keep tweaking things over and over like this until you're happy with them, but in this case it was such a foundational part of who we're playing that we be confronted with this sort of horrible scene of our crimes, our recent crimes, that I thought it was essential that we get this part right.
Oh, well, it worked.
Did you put up a veil, Mondana? Did you put up a veil, Mondana? Got that veil up, Mondana? Can I still talk about the veil, Mondana? The coloring book with mandalas?
Yeah.
So,
Did you do it? Wait, what the hell happened here? I'm pretty sure I asked this the first time.
Your answer is within your question.
Ja, dat was maar zo zijn. That's why by me, that's it. Shit.
I'm afraid you were possessed.
You do not remember. You
Okay, wait, thank you for doing those skips.
as were the rain.
Well, shit.
No,
If you
listen to me.
speaking,
Yeah,
I did.
it's much.
I think I can still do a few things. Then I save again.
Fresh air at last.
Ooh.
I am perhaps good.
There's 2 types of commentary, huh?
In the early pages of my design notebook, you'll see a bunch of scribbles that were supposed to be rooms from the sewer. My original idea was that Eli and Madonna had chased the demon version of you through the sewers. He broke up through the ceiling and into the restaurant, killed everyone, and then went up to the roof. And so you kind of had to retrace your steps back down to avoid the police who were coming into the restaurant. So you had to go down into the sewer, and you encountered a ghost of one of the restaurant patrons who you had to deal with. And that was not a bad idea. It was just too much to explain. I didn't want to have to explain what ghosts were right at the beginning of the game. I just wanted to keep it simple and something broad that people can understand. Some ugly, hideous monster that is trying to kill them. You can understand that. So that's what I did instead.
Yeah.
Ben sent me a bunch of sketches for what this monster could look like. They were all various degrees of hideous, big and slavering and, hulking, and then he gave me one that was like this skinny thing, just, loosely connected sinew, and it was wonderful. And I thought, yeah, this doesn't sell intimidating, but it really sells hungry, and the monster is really hungry, and that's a big core of what drives him at this moment. So that's the design we went with.
Ooh. Rick has
Not to
emotion.
mention the victims inside are innocent. They have families, loved ones. They'll want closure. I can read this with an emotion. Hold on.
Very good. Your days as a cop are over.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but your days of a cop. Your days as a cop are over. Your days of a cop are over. Look, pal. Under most circumstances, I would have been happy to burn that guy to a crisp. Look, pal. Under most circumstances.
I love Eli and Madonna's relationship. Just
they're great.
in the middle of this creature threatening to eat people. It's like, no, you do it.
I need a rag.
It often happens when putting art together based on a designer's notes that you have to do things a slightly different way to that which would seem the logical approach. For the water in this scene, I wanted to have it animating with the raindrops splashing into the puddle, but we also had to have the puddle grow in order to accommodate Dave's puzzle design. It's really incredibly difficult to animate water both looping smoothly with ripples, but also have the size of the puddle growing in a single animation, and AGS cannot calculate this sort of effect easily at runtime without some coding that was really beyond the scope of the scene. So what actually happens here is that the entire puddle is animating the whole time that the scene plays, and the animation of the puddle growing that you actually see is actually an animation of the ground slowly being erased over top of the puddle. Backward solutions like this often seem a little odd, but they can really make what seem like an extremely difficult thing to achieve quite simple and efficient to accomplish.
Oh, interesting. I didn't take this point. Yoink. Okay, now save again. Keep picking.
You've got.
Wow.
That showed tremendous foresight.
Thank
Almost
you.
suspiciously so.
Absolutely not. So now that is up to you guys, obviously.
Look, lady, under most circumstances, I would have been happy to burn that guy to a crisp. But my magic's tapped out. I used it all up saving you.
And she returned the favor to both of us.
Such agony. What manner of pain is this?
I couldn't let you harm anyone.
I am merely hungry. That stench.
Oh yeah, demon spawn. Right, I'll give me there was a demon inside me, but
The
not anymore.
corruption is still thick within you.
Thank you.
Why do you come here to
There is no.
You are
Creature?
I
It was foreshadowing from my creation still existing. Because it needs people.
I... No!
The dead bodies.
Dustin.
Yes.
Fresh meat.
It would draw...
Not to.
Would you?
It speak...
Wait.
Yes.
I'm not the one that has to cut that thing's throat.
Let him feed.
Yes. It is the most...
Try to get the...
practical...
Not kill everybody.
Ugh, I'm
Ending.
gonna be sick.
Rise, creature. Eat your fill and be gone. Are you finished?
Please, please, please be finished.
Yes, thanks. I shot.
Yeah, buddy.
It is done.
Thank God.
All in all, this was eventful.
Yeah. We all.
Agreed.
So, gonna go home now?
Let 1 year has... Your... Indeed, the demon...
And they look.
Just, but we can...
Normally.
So...
I don't think about it. I mean, you guys are hopeless. You guys are obviously hopeless without me.
Say that again after my powers recharge.
None of us are at full strength. Come.
Sleeping.
Did
By the
I?
way.
Welcome to the...
I don't think that was my original choice, and it was probably my first choice in the first playthrough as well. Oh well. Hey, more commentary. Welcome to Unavowed HQ.
So, welcome to the Unavowed HQ. It's been pointed out to me by several of the testers that this bedroom that you wake up in is not used very much, and I'll own that. This is true. The one cool thing about this room is that photograph on the wall that changes depending on your origin story. My original intent for that was that over the course of the game, different photographs would appear, and it would sort of hint at who the player character really was, because suddenly you would start seeing scenes from other people's lives. It's something that I never did get around to doing. It's something that was a little too complicated to really explain and compress in a very easy to understand way, so I just sort of avoided doing it. The end result is that this room is not used for very much aside from waking up in at the end of every mission, and it looks kind of pretty.
Oh yeah, that would explain it, because Eli did talk about pictures appearing, but then no pictures ever appeared. You know, photo of yourself and Wiki in front of your squad car. How did this get here? This picture. That voice player character.
So by now you would have noticed that the player character is not voiced. I did this for several practical and aesthetic reasons, mainly because it would cut down on the amount of voice acting I would have to record. I wanted to have the 3 origin stories, I wanted to have the multiple paths, which exponentially increased the amount of lines I have to write. And since I wanted to do male and female player character, that would double the amount of voice recording I would have to do. So for purely practical reasons, I decided the player character not be voiced. And if you know the big twist of the game, the player character not being voiced comes into play in a very, very satisfying way.
Yes, I will agree with that. Okay, so we know for sure that this room is gonna be not useful. A commentary. And then a cut mission.
One thing I do regret is that Mandana probably didn't get as much development as the other characters. Every character has their moment. Logan has his scene in the Bronx, Eli has his bit in Wall Street, Vicky has her bit in Staten Island, even KK has her bit in Chinatown. Mandana sort of has her bit when Kalash dies, but it's not really about her, so it's not really as effective in developing her character. There was one mission that was cut from the game that was very Mandana-centric. The story was going to be about Mandana's half-brother, whose name is Jacques, who lived in this old crumbling mansion in Queens, and you had to investigate something there, and the mansion would twist and turn and do all sorts of crazy things. It was basically a haunted house story. In the end, I just could not make it work. I couldn't come up with any good puzzles or any good narrative design for it, and I put it off and put it off and put it off until it got to the point where I just cut it from the game entirely. So, sorry Mandana, if we ever do a sequel, you'll get top priority.
Ooh. That would explain a lot. Romance options.
When I first started talking about this game on Twitter and in interviews and stuff, I was asked several times, because I was basing the design on the BioWare template, if there would be romance options. And what I always said was, I don't know. I'm going to try. And if it turns out they are lame and awkward and icky, I'm going to remove them. So if they're not there, you'll know what happened. Well, now you know what happened. They aren't there. I decided that it just wasn't working. I couldn't do it, because depending on how things shake out, there was no way romance was going to happen between some of the characters. There is no way that Mandana would hook up with you after you killed her father, even under those circumstances. If you did the cop origin, there is no way Vicky would hook up with you after shooting her. Same with Logan. He wouldn't hook up with you after you killed his brother, possessed or not. And it was all of these little weird things, all these variables that I had to keep aware of. It was breaking my brain. There were already too many paths that I had to keep track of. I decided not to do it.
At least we know what happened to Logan, I guess. Sandra Espinosa as Mandana.
The lady playing Mandana is Sandra Espinosa, also known as Dusty Old Roses on Twitter. It's kind of her voiceover name. And she has done some work for us in the past, but you probably wouldn't recognize her. She played Baby Anna in Resonance, and she played several robots in Primordia, although you wouldn't recognize her there either, because all the voices in Primordia were processed to some degree or another. But I was always impressed with just her steeliness and her warmth, and those are also two qualities of Mandana that I really wanted to get across. And when she auditioned for it, I almost didn't need to listen to anyone else, because she was just perfect. And she was just so great to work with. This is the first time I've ever worked with her on a major role. She injected a lot of personality and humor into this character that could have been very one note. So thank you, Sandra, for being so awesome.
Yeah, and it paid off. We're professionals.
As I said, it is our duty. I had to. Not when it's that many times in a row. Sorry.
We're professionals, Sandra.
Are we? Okay.
And Donna would totally laugh at that. All right.
Okay. Pragmaticism. That is often necessary, but rarely pleasant.
Is it pragmaticism or pragmatism?
Pragmatism, I'm sorry.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I don't know words.
No, yeah.
It might be a good idea for you to leave.
And maybe have a sip of water.
And yeah.
Cool.
You are what?
I think I take this first time like a baby.
You are lucky. Many report having strange dreams when they sleep here for the first time. Introduction to the supernatural world can often have. It may take some. I believe you. I think you. And this is my fault. In the meantime. Yes.
Should capital about turnabout. Should you change anything if I do it or not?
We have with you as a whole, as long we do not, but the things. Yes, we had become you. I will do.
About yourself. You are a genie.
A term and when was for it is. I will do my. Eli is my partner and a deep. You and he. I would recommend. Last night we know nothing. You hurt nobody. Your demon hurt several.
Cool.
But we got it. We can all.
Just about to be in my room. Hopefully.
I do not know. I am not being facetious. This building has housed many aged photographs. We do not quite. Last we it but we can all.
I'll leave you to it. Oh, that's more. Frank Todaro as Eli.
So Frank Todaro is the guy who plays Eli. He is kind of an interesting guy. He plays Starscream in Transformers at the moment, which is pretty cool. I've worked with Frank for a long time. I first cast him in Technobabylon. He played Dr. Vargas, the old guy in the tower, and he had a couple of small roles in Shardlight. And I also worked with him on Kathy Rain, which is not a game that we published, but we did the voiceover for. And Frank has always impressed me. First, he's got this wonderful, warm voice. It's just very naturally very warm, very caring. You feel very comforted when listening to him. Also, he can be very strong and very intense when the need arises. And those are two qualities of Eli that I really wanted to get across. And Frank is someone I really, really wanted to play Eli since I came up with the character. I'm like, I want Frank Todaro. And sadly, he had moved away. He now lives in Burbank, California. You know, if you really want to make it in voiceover, that's where you want to be. And for the first time, I think ever, I worked with a remote actor for a major role. So every week or two, we'd schedule a time to connect on Skype, and I would direct him, and he would deliver the lines. And it was a very difficult way to work. I generally don't like to do that because it just takes so much longer. But for Frank, I was willing to do it because I know he would bring a lot to the character of Eli, and he certainly did. I can't envision anyone else in the role.
Okay. Eli's passed.
It's interesting what having knowledge of a character's background can give you when drawing their environment. In this case, Eli was definitely the easiest character to read Dave's vision for, and so when drawing his living space, it made it relatively easy to add nice little touches that represent him well. I like sorting compositions in colours, and this was a great opportunity to do that, with the accountant's desk being decorated with various green objects, the colour of money, and the surroundings, or what can be considered Eli's new life, the colour orange, representing the fiery path that his life has now taken. I also like balancing compositions with a triangle of elements, three similar things spaced out apart in a shape that brings a sort of evenness to a scene, and this was a particularly fun one to do because it meant I ended up drawing fire extinguishers in three different spots around the scene, both bringing some nice balance and also suggesting some incidents in the past that definitely haven't quite been forgotten.
Ooh.
The concept of fire reading was actually a very happy accident. I asked Ben to draw some idle animations for Eli in the basement. And one of the ideas I had was he was juggling with fireballs. And Ben didn't like that idea. He said it made him look like a clown. And I agreed he was totally right. So I said, okay, you know, come up with something else. And he did that animation of that giant flaming ball kind of hovering in front of him. And I liked that so much. I had Eli just do that in the basement once in a while. But then I thought, wow, you know, like, what exactly is he doing? What is he doing with that ball? And so I came up with the idea of fire reading. So this was a classic case of the writer and the artist kind of inspiring each other to make something greater. And that was a wonderful feeling. And at this point, I had already designed the Bronx and Staten Island, so I had to go back and try to sneak in a fire reading puzzle into each of those missions. And if you've played those missions already, they do feel a little tacked on, but I don't care. I love the concept of fire reading, because it's the most Eli thing imaginable, that he has this ultimate destructive power, but he uses it to read books. And it suits his character so perfectly, it feels like it was meant to be. And maybe it was.
Cool.
Hearing about those geists were you're gonna play that backwards. It's gonna say something satanic.
Great. Calling Rupert Wong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not Wong. You're not Wong. He's another guy completely, from a different magical franchise. He lives in the Lower East Side. So, whatever.
You're professional, Frank.
That's a tactic that's worked well. That's a tactic that's worked well for us so far. It's a tactic that's worked. It's a tactic that why can't I say this line? It's a tactic that This is ridiculous. All right, come on. You're a professional, Frank.
Great.
Hey! Don't say anyway.
This place is pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess it kind of is. Where else can you see a guy throw fire without paying for it? But seriously, it took me a while to get used to this stuff. It's not gonna happen for you overnight, but you'll get there. Anyway, I'm sure you want to walk around. I'll be here if you have any questions.
Yeah, I could ask a few questions.
I know a little bit about...
What
Well, we're sort of supernatural police. I guess you can relate to that, being a cop and all. Sometimes there's a threat that only we can handle, and we go and handle it. Well, I say sometimes, but lately...
Ja, okay, some of them are same, some of them are changed.
Gosh, sorry. If you're looking as far as I'm concerned... You know, I mean, we're careful. We use veils. I don't throw fire around town. But the real secret, nobody notices us. It's kind of, so maybe the mundane world...
Hey, how much are the reds?
Let me put it, there are 732% more threats. A year ago, and me and Mondana, until... Sure.
Hoe kunnen ze bij deze op?
We're gonna work. Since the Nixon admit... I'm a... You must know. I'm 90. It's the magic. No surgery required.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm a...
What do you live down
What
here?
do you think? I need besides.
Are you a wizard?
Never use the word wizard. It's a social faux pas or something. I'm a mage. At least that.
I will continue with the wizard. If I heard.
Kind of close. Took about.
And it will be used to be mundane.
I used to have a pretty then stuff happen. Yep. I bared my soul enough for one day. Let's. Sure.
Yeah, but last
You had
night.
time. To be honest, I'm just glad the exorcism.
Exorcism, yes, 4 days.
Well, yeah. When you deal with, not to mention lightning. If I just wish I know the creature was technical still.
About last night, before it appeared.
It wasn't long after I joined. It don't.
Yeah, leave you to it. I think I save.